In my previous talk, I signed off by saying that Indians should wake up for India and for the people of India and for their children and for their future. Yes, I'm coming again on the same topic. Our elders were poverty stricken. They came from zero. They came from poor villages. They came from nowhere. And the country had just survived the independence. We had no money. We were broke. As I'm repeating it like a parrot. We had no money. We were broke. We had nothing left but our own hard work, sincerity, and deliverability. Based only on that, we have brought India to this level. When they started off with zeros, they have to get something out of that. And what was left, they had to bring it out and they had to give it to the nation. That is what taxation started off with. Because the money was concentrated in the hands of the zamindars, the Rao Bahadurs, the Rajas, the small Rajas, and the people who were serving the British. Not the people, other people. They had no money. So the money had to be extracted from those people and brought into the free flow of the economy, fed back into the system so that we could have government job opportunities from their government companies, from their ancillary industries, from their private companies, from their private employment. It was just a flowering of a flower. It was flowering. And so they had to bring in the different types of acts like estate, as I told yesterday, estate duty, the income tax, wealth tax, and other taxes. They had to bring in sales tax, they had to bring in octroi, they had to bring in so many things. Because the states had no money, they had to bring in their money, so they started off the sales tax and octroi, entry tax. See, each state had to flower, they had to develop, because unless we develop, the economy is not going to go up. And unless the economy goes up, the people are going to remain in poverty. Today we are listening that 14.9% of the people have been brought out of the poverty line. How? Because it is our contribution of the taxes. Because the taxes, we were able to give them houses, we were able to give them electricity, we were able to provide good roads, accessible roads to poor people. They were able to build toilets with the help of the government where women had no toilets. Just imagine your mother or your sister or your daughter. Just imagine if they had to go on the roads. How how ashamed and how small you will feel. Just imagine the people of India in the rural areas who are lived for 60 years, 70 years like that. So it is our contribution, the taxation that we give, that goes towards the kitty of the government, wherein they can be used for the purpose. But there will be leakages, there are leakages. You can't control leakages. Leakages will be there, but they can be stemmed. And where can it be stemmed? With our contribution. That is a separate topic by itself. But here I am telling you, this is being stemmed. Today, with the lot of corrections, the corrective methods taken by this current government and even by the past governments, we are stemming a lot of the leakages, and the rot has been slowly eliminated and all the dead wood have been removed. And today we are focusing at an economy which is growing so fast that the world is looking at India. And we are going to be the third, fourth largest economy in a short while. And the international investors body is looking at India to be the number one economy by 2035. Just imagine how much we can do as Indians. Get it out of your mind, that colonized mind. Get that rot out of your system. Get it out of your mind. Think that we are independent Indians. We are capable of doing it. We are capable of delivering it. And that we can start with being honest with our income tax. Don't, the previous days, because we started off with nothing, a rupee of saving meant a next day dinner. 2 rupees means we could save it for the week after that. That was why we gave them opportunities to save. Save in insurance, save in bank fixed deposit, save in provident fund, save, so that the government can get the revenues and you were given allowance so that your taxation can reduce. But today, you are looking at salaries of 1 crore, you are looking at salaries of 40 lakhs, a starting salary of about 7 lakhs, 10 lakhs. When you can imagine that, a salary of 5,000 rupees was considered to be unimagined. I am talking in the 1940s, 1930s, the salary was 300 rupees and he was considered to be the king of that village. They used to call them the Vakil Kumastas and the head clerks in post office, etc. They could run a family of 10 people with just 300 rupees salary and with the savings. So you can imagine what was the cost of living, what was the type of life they lived at that time, and today what is the cost of living and what is the type of life you are leading. You are looking at going to Singapore for a weekend holiday. Those days, going to the next village was a thoughtful process. They had to plan for a month in order to go to the next village. Today, you just call up travel agency, book a ticket and go to France and go to Nice for a holiday for a week and come with your family. You have credit card facilities, you have overdraft facilities. You will pay interest on that. Though you're not able to save, you pay interest on that and you're willing to spend that money. Where does the spending go? When you buy a thing a ticket in India, so many people are involved. The airline staff, the airlines, the pilots, the ground staff, the people who handle your luggage, the people who transport you to the airport, the people who transport you from the airport. So many things are involved in that. Can you imagine that? So if you look at only savings, you are not going to get anywhere. In the aircraft, they always say, first put the oxygen marks to yourself and then think about the others, even if it is your own son or daughter. Why do I bring it here? Just imagine. First, you must know how much of expenditure you need to live for your house, how much you need for rent, for school education, for travel, for food, for a little bit of medical expenses during the month. Save that first. Create that kitty. Yes, I'm earning 40,000 rupees. I require at least a minimum of 27,000, 30,000 rupees for all this. So I have balance 10,000. So in a year, I may be able to save about 1 lakh of rupees. That lakh of rupees, you can use it for the purpose of saving of tax. But when you invest your money only for the purpose of saving of tax, you're fooling yourself. Because you have to borrow for the next. You have to borrow by the end of the month, you're borrowing. Why? You have saved for saving tax. What is the purpose? Nobody is benefiting. Neither you, neither the government is benefiting. First decide how much of cash you have put in your pocket to survive that month. Then you look at saving of tax. Because if you look at our average rate of taxation, which I'm going to talk in the next talk, you look at it very, very, very minimal when compared to your savings, etc. You say you're going to pay for tax for your GST. I'm paying tax there. I'm paying income tax. And I'm going, why should not I save? But what happens when you save without thinking about the next future, just for the purpose of saving tax? I'm just saying that. Just for your advice, put this in here, you'll save so much of tax. You put in that, you'll save so much of tax. Who can afford that? A person who's earning 1.5 lakhs per month can afford that. Not a person who's earning 40,000 rupees a month. He can't imagine of putting it just for the purpose of saving tax. No. You have to save for yourself first. Think about yourself first, your family first. You should not go stand to the next door neighbor and say, give me a cup of rice. No. You should have the facility to give it to somebody. That is the kind of life you must imagine in your future. And my request, you get that colonized mind out of your, current process. It is a dirty, what you call, accumulation of sewage in your mind. Get that out and think. It is my country. When I have enough, I will save. If I don't have enough, I will save it for my family and my children. And I will help them to live an exclusive life, happy, so that they don't stand on the roads waiting whether my school fees will be paid, tomorrow school fees will be paid, etc. No. You're given so much of exemptions by the government. When you have some interest in your fixed deposits, that is exempted. Your savings bank accounts are debit. You're given a standard deduction if you're a salaried man. All that are savings which you can already think about. How much will I accumulate here? Just don't save and reduce your taxes just not to pay taxes. Don't do that. That's a concept which you should get out of your mind. First, imagine how much you require of yourself, and then you can think, because inflation is which is a point which many of us forget. When we invest today, the money tomorrow is not the same. If it is 5% interest, reduced by 5%. Next year, if it is inflation is 7%, your rupee value has gone down by another 7 rupees. So you just imagine, it is not a one-to-one. I'm just telling you the concept. So don't do that just to save, just not to pay taxes, and just because X says I'm complaining about GST, I'm paying this, that. Don't think it is going for your nation. It is going for your nation, it is going for your country, it is going for the safety of your country, and it is going for your soldiers, your roadways, your building up of new companies. It is going for new roads. All this is for your children, your grandchildren. And one day, when they reflect about, they will think, look at my parents, they saved for me, my grandparents saved. Today I am equivalent to live in a country equivalent to Russia or to US or to Germany or to Japan. Think about that and get that colonized mind out of your thing and look at paying taxes after satisfying the safety of your family first. We'll continue and I'll close it shortly. Thank you very much.